Now, KCAU 9 News starts with your forecast first.
A powerful combination of snow and wind will yield whiteout conditions for part of Siouxland, and we have a blizzard warning in effect for Sioux City and much of northwestern Iowa. We'll show you where that blizzard warning is in effect. That's for all of the purple shaded counties. Now in the west, in the yellow, that's a winter storm warning where heavy snow also will hamper travel. But in the purple, that's where we'll see the greatest combination of snow and wind, causing really rough, maybe impossible travel. You can see the snow really picking up in the last hour or two, indicated by some of those darker blues. Still rain across the south and east, where it's a little warmer, but that will be changing overnight as we see cooler air pushing in. 34 degrees and snow at 10, heavy snow at 2, 34, 30 degrees with more heavy snow and strong winds at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'll show you how much snow to expect in your community coming up momentarily. KCAU 9 News starts right now.
We are Siouxland proud. This is KCAU 9 News at 6.
Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Jenna Renstrom.
And I'm Tim Seaman. Thanks for being with us this first evening in our brand new state-of-the-art studios. Blizzard and winter storm warnings are in effect for a large portion of Siouxland tonight.
As you just heard from Chief Meteorologist Fred Hexum, up to 1.5 feet is expected in some spots. That winter storm is our top story tonight at 6. We begin with a live look out from our Sioux City Sky Cam atop our new KCAU 9 building on Gordon Drive. Sioux City this evening, along with South Sioux City, Sergeant Bluff, Norfolk, Wayne, Hinton, and Cherokee have all declared snow emergencies. That means street parking restrictions are in place to allow snow plows to do their job.
One of the communities that finds itself right in the middle of our blizzard zone is Spencer, Iowa. KCAU 9's Christina Grijalva is live there as the city braces for the impact. Christina?
Tim and Jenna, out here in Spencer, the snowfall is actually pretty light right now, but what's really picking up is the wind gusts. And as you can see behind me, it's a little gloomy. So as the snowfall increases, that's going to make visibility really difficult out there. So hopefully all the cars on the road are getting to their final destinations and off the street. Spencer will be in a blizzard warning. They're supposed to see between 6 and 12 inches, maybe more. Hotels like the days in here in Spencer say they see an increase in business. They already have plenty of rooms booked. So as this condition progresses out here, we will definitely have an update for you coming up at 10. Reporting live in Spencer, Christina Grijalva, KCAU 9 News.
Thanks, Christina. Good idea to make plans to get to where you need to go and then hopefully stay there, Fred.
Right. This is not a night for travel. Tomorrow will not be a day for travel, and I'm talking area-wide. That blizzard warning is in effect for a large portion of the KCAU 9 coverage area. Let's show you that. All of the purple shaded counties, including Woodbury County and Sioux City. Then in the yellow, that's a winter storm warning where travel will be hampered by heavy snowfall rates and strong winds as well. You can see that snow picking up here with darker blues indicating where the snow is becoming heavier, and it looks like we're going to be seeing that snow start to accumulate here this evening already around the Sioux City metro. By the time we wake up tomorrow morning, around 7 inches on the ground, and then we add about another 3, I think, during the daytime hours. That's for Sioux City. Of course, lots of other folks watching from other parts of Siouxland, and I'll show you what to expect in your neck of the woods coming up in a few minutes.
All right, impressive system, that's for sure. Thanks,
Thanks, Fred. Well, we're joined now by KCAU 9 meteorologist Elisa Rafa. She's live at the Iowa DOT garage here in Sioux City. And Elisa, we got to know, are the plows ready for all this?
They are ready, Tim. In fact, there are already 9 out right now as we're seeing some light snowfall. It's already covering the streets. It's covering cars. There are already 9 of these bad boys out, putting salt down to get some of that first glaze taken care of. There are going to be 15 plows out tomorrow. Again, just with the Iowa DOT, they'll take care of the interstate and the highways around here. And they urge people to stay off the roads, especially tomorrow. We'll have gusty winds and low visibility. In order for them to get the job done and for you to be safe, they're urging everybody to stay home. But again, we're already seeing some light to moderate snow and some gusty winds right now. Hard to believe yesterday it was sunny and 70 degrees. Reporting live in Sioux City, meteorologist Elisa Rafa, KCAU 9 News.
A quick turnaround, that's for sure. Thanks so much, Elisa. Fred's got the forecast for after the snowstorm coming up a little bit later. Sinkholes are threatening the longtime Pierce Street home of a 74-year-old Sioux City woman. But this isn't a new problem. As 9 Investigates has learned, it's been going on for years. And while the city has known about the problem, it seems little's been done to fix it. KCAU 9's Jamie Perez joins us with a look at what 9 Investigates has uncovered.
Jenna, this thick collection of legal documents obtained by 9 Investigates details the saga endured by Joyce Downing for the last 7 years. She's so fearful that sinkholes will now cause her home to collapse that she's moved out and filed a lawsuit against the city. Now, the city won't comment on the case, but Downing has plenty to say about the sinkholes threatening her home of 25 years.
If I talk about it too much, I will cry, because home is your home.
Joyce bought her home on Pierce Street in 1992 and lived there for 25 years with her husband.
We loved it here, really loved it. My husband loves sitting on the back porch and watching all the animals, and it's home.
In 2010, a sinkhole formed on her property that was rooted to a storm drain placed underneath her home. In 2013, another one, followed by another in 2014, and several more each year. And now she tells 9 Investigates she's suing the city of Sioux City.
The city council, I've been at the city council 3 different times. The first time they said they didn't even know I existed. And I guess they chose not to help me, because I'm here now. And now I have a lawyer, and we're suing the city. Could have had this all resolved if they just would have helped me.
She's a widow, and she's wanted to live in this home and make memories with her grandkids and her children, and that's kind of been taken away from her at this point.
Joyce has been living in her son's basement since 2014, but has continued to pay a mortgage on her home. Even though she no longer lives here, she's paid more than $36,000 in mortgage payments and wants the city to reimburse her for this unwanted expense.
Reimburse her for the expenses that she's incurred by living away from home, moving away from home. And then they're in a better position to fix this problem, because they could have been they were in the position to prevent the problem in the first place.
The city's neglect has led to her house beginning to sink, and the roof and walls are forming long cracks from the constant depression.
And I wonder how many other people here in Sioux City are having this problem too, that's going unnoticed, undetected, and they're living with the same hell as I am.
Joyce says back when the sinkholes first started appearing, she went to city council and wanted to settle with the city purchasing her home for $130,000. Joyce's home is actually worth around $150,000. But the city rejected her proposal, and over the years, matters got worse, which leads to where she stands today.
She's not a greedy person. She just wants what's fair. Just, there's a problem, she's got to give up her dream of living in this home, and we just like the city to step up and make it right.
I never was my intentions on suing anybody, but I couldn't get anywhere.
Downing's sinkhole lawsuit against the city will get an initial hearing before a judge in May. She's seeking to force the city to buy her home for a price tag of over $150,000. Reporting live in studio, Jamie Perez, KCAU 9 News.
She's a rising star on the Republican landscape, so much so that Iowa Senator Joni Ernst was on President Trump's vice presidential shortlist. Today, Iowa's junior senator finds herself not only answering constituent concerns, but a growing number of questions about the president's agenda. Earlier this week, I sat down one-on-one with the senator and asked if she's okay with the media playing watchdog over the president. We don't have a democracy if the media doesn't do that, but at times it seems like that's, in his mind, that should never be questioned. His word is gospel.
I think it is absolutely fair. We should question people and make sure that we do have our facts straight. I think that is fair. But again, I think, we should focus more on the policy.
Few of Trump's policies get more attention than immigration, and his actions could have a big impact on Iowa farmers. U.S. corn producers export more corn to Mexico than any other nation, but President Trump's plans for a border wall could mean Mexico looks for new partners, leaving corn farmers in the states out in the cold. Ernst assured me that Siouxland farmers don't have anything to worry about.
Two different policies here, whether it's trade policy or immigration policy. We need to figure out what's right for America first, and then work those agreements with those other countries to our benefit.
So for right now, you would say that Iowa farmers don't have anything to worry about?
I would say not be overly concerned right now. Just remember that we continue to work with the administration and making sure that our commodities are moving overseas.
Ernst says she backs investigations into alleged election influencing by Russia and hints it's one area the president could be doing more.
We need you to be firm when it comes to Russia and our relations with Russia and President Vladimir Putin. It comes down to knowing who the president is surrounding himself with. We as Congress are encouraging him to remain firm as well. That way there does come out of all these discussions a clear and consistent message. Mine will not change. I stand by the fact that Russia is not our friend.
Senate Republicans like Ernst have been encouraged by President Trump to, quote, go for it when it comes to hearings on his choice to fill a vacancy in the U.S. Supreme Court, saying that they should use the so-called nuclear option to prevent Democrats from using a filibuster to block his nomination of Judge Neil Gorsuch.
I'm hopeful we don't even have to think about that.
Do you get that sense from your Democratic colleagues, or are they looking for a fight?
I get the sense that they would rather not have us use that option. Now, does that mean they go easy on him? No, not at all. But the fact that we still have a number of members there that supported him on his last vote, I think they would have a hard time pushing back on him now.
Ernst calls Gorsuch mainstream. Meanwhile, on Trump's decision to tab Iowa Governor Terry Branstad as ambassador to China, she says he's the best choice.
I'm not going to say it's going to be easy for the governor, though. I am fairly certain he'll be confirmed as an ambassador. That will happen, you know, at some point here in the future. But China is a difficult partner for the United States. We do a lot of trade together, but there are other issues that we do have. Our countries are very, very different. So the governor will have a difficult job.
Last week, Iowa lawmakers passed sweeping changes when it comes to collective bargaining for public employees in Iowa. If you go back to the start of your career, you were a public employee. Are you okay with those changes that were made here in Iowa, Senator?
Well, I think the representatives down at the State House are doing what their constituents have asked them to do. And we should always be ready and willing to step up and have an honest discussion about what are the benefits, what are some of the challenges that we face as well. Are there areas we can do better for public employees? Are there areas where we can do better for our taxpayers? And I think that is a very delicate balancing act.
And you can find more on my interview with Senator Ernst on our website. That's SiouxlandProud.com. Coming up after the break, surgery is supposed to make you better. But when a patient is very sick, that can be a rocky road. One man's success story up next.
And it's a blizzard warning for many parts of our coverage area with heavy snow and strong winds yielding dangerous travel. We'll have a look at how much snow will fall next.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Tim Seaman, Jenna Renstrom, Chief Meteorologist Fred Hexum, and Sports Director Chris Palmquist. This is KCAU 9 News at 6.